Okay, welcome third graders to the 4.4 Tuesday Math, Grammar, and Comprehension homework help video. Let's go ahead and jump right in here. Round each number to the nearest 10 and 100. 678, so we're just looking at the ones and the tens place. So you can see the 78. 78 jumps up to 80, so 680. Now, for the hundreds place, we're extending it all the way to the hundreds place. So we're looking at the 678. So the 7 is actually going to jump the 6 up to a 7. And the rest of the place values become zeros. 98 jumps that 98 up to 100. So the 2 becomes a 3. 298 is closer to 300 than it is to 200 because we're looking at the hundreds place. 305 is going to go to 310 because that 5 is going to jump that 0 up to a 10. And 305 is closer to 300 than it is to 400 because we're looking at the 100th place. Okay, there are 48 cookies at the holiday party. 8 of the party guests are going to share the cookies. How many cookies will each guest receive? Okay, so I'm going to make 8 circles. Each circle represents a guest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this is a drawing a picture strategy or equal groups strategy. And then I'm just going to pass out the cookies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Oh, I've done, well, I'll keep going. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. Okay, I've passed out all of the cookies to my 8 circles. Some dots you might not be able to see in the video because they're too light. But then what you want to do is you just want to count up all the dots in the circles. And let's see here. 1, 2, 3. There are 6 dots in each circle. So that means each guest would get 6 cookies. Okay, find the quotient. Quotient is the answer to a division problem. Now, division is the inverse of multiplication. So if you know your multiplication tables, you can answer these division problems fairly easy. Because if you look at it, 28 divided by 7 is going to be the same thing as what times 7 is 28. So if you know that 4 times 7 is 28, then you know that 28 divided by 7 is 4. These are also, if you know your fact families. And fact families are the 4 facts that make up division and multiplication. So for example, 28 divided by 7 is 4. Then you know that 28 divided by 4 is 7. And if you know that 28 divided by 4 is 7, you know 7 times 4 is 28. And if you know 7 times 4 is 28, then you know that 4 times 7 is 28. So these 4 problems make up what we call fact families. Okay, draw a fraction that is equivalent to 1/4. A lot of you guys are missing these. So look at, I'm going to cut the pizza the exact same. And I'm going to color this in. Don't color it in too full, just a little bit so that you can still see the lines. Okay, so that is equivalent now. All I'm going to do is cut the pizza. Remember, you got to cut it twice because then these pieces are smaller than this piece and you can't have that. Cut, and then you're going to cut again. Have I added any more shade? No. All I've done is cut the pizza. So what is this now? This is 2 out of 8. So 1/4 is equivalent to 2/8. Okay, let's go ahead and continue. Buddy the dog ate 1/3 of a bowl of food. Freddy the dog ate 1/4 of a bowl of food. Who ate more food? So this is the problem that we're looking at here. And we've talked about this before. When the numerator is the same, we just have to look at the denominator. The smaller the denominator, the bigger these pieces are. So the fact that this pizza is only cut into 3 pieces means that this one piece is going to be bigger. Okay, Jan and Susan went to the movies. It was 2 hours and 18 minutes long. It ended at 6 p.m. What time did it start? Okay, so we are going to start here at 6 p.m. Let me go ahead and zoom in a little bit here. Okay, so it ended at 6. So we are actually going to start here and then go backwards. I'm going to do 2 hours right off the bat. So 6, I'm going to go all the way to 4. So I just jumped from 6 to 4, so that's my 2 hours. Now I just need to do 18 minutes. Now every one of these little beady gaps, these 4 gaps, is 15 minutes. So I just need to jump 1 gap, and that's 15 minutes. Okay, so I've gone 2 hours and 15 minutes. Now I just need to do 3 more minutes. Okay, so we were at 3:45, which was right here. 3:45 minus the 3 minutes that we did right here is 3. Let's see, we were at 3:45. Then we needed to go back 3 minutes, so 3:42. Oop, make sure you put the PM there. All right, okay, so that's what we did there. We used, this is basically kind of like a number line method to help us with time. For snack, Carlos is eating a banana and a bowl of grapes. The banana has a mass of 75 grams, and the grapes have a mass of 48 grams. What is the total mass of Carlos' snack? Okay, we're going to use the number line method here. We're going to start at 75, and we need to add 48 grams. So we're at 75. Let's go ahead and add 25. Why did I add 25? Because 75 and 25 are friendly compatible numbers, and that takes you to 100. Now, if I add another 25, 25 and 25 is 50, which is really close. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to add another 25. That takes me to 125. So 25 and 25 is 50. That's 2 more than what I should have. So I just need to go back 2 now. Back 2 the other way, and that takes me to 123. So hopefully you can kind of see some strategies there for the number line method. Okay, look at the irregular shape here. We need to find the perimeter and the area. First thing we need to do is cut it into 2 pieces. Length times height is the formula for finding area. So 7 by 2 is 14. And then we don't want to use this 7 because that's only that piece. We need to use the 9 here. 9 by 1 is 9. 14 plus 9 is, what is that, 23? So 23 centimeters is the area. Now we need to do the perimeter, which is the outside, which is the fence. So let's see here. What we basically need to do is add up the distance all the way around. So we have 9 and 1 is 10. You have to kind of keep track here. Plus 7. See how I'm crossing off as I'm adding it. Plus another 7. Plus 2. Plus 8. Kind of getting a little disorganized here. Okay, yeah, 8 is down there. Okay, so I've added up all the numbers. Remember, 9 and 1 was 10, so I kind of got both of them out of the way here. Let's see, 10 plus, this is 14. So 10 plus 14 is 24, plus 2 is 26, and then we have 26 plus 8 is 34. 34 centimeters is the perimeter. Now you may have added them up a little bit different, but you can see all I did was I crossed off the numbers and wrote them down here, and then you just need to add up all of the numbers together. So 34 centimeters is the perimeter. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into the grammar. Okay, which is correct? Our teacher taught us how to make cornhusk dolls. This us is a pronoun. Label the parts of speech of the underlined words. Okay, let's see. Ear is a noun. Corn is a noun. Always has. Okay, the always is modifying or describing has. Has is a verb. So that means always is an adverb because adverbs describe verbs. Okay, so always has. Always is describing has. Number is a noun. If number is a noun, even is an adjective because it's describing the noun. What kind of number is it? It's an even number. Rose is a noun. It's a thing. Okay? Add a comma to the address of the world's largest corn maze. Cool Patch Pumpkins. Okay, this is an address. You have to put a comma after the city. So you're going to put a comma after Dixon. Okay, underline the conjunction. People have called 911 from inside the maze because they couldn't find their way out. Because is the conjunction here. People have called 911 from inside the maze. This is an independent clause. Look at that. It can stand on its own. That makes sense. People have called 911 from inside the maze. They couldn't find their way out. They couldn't find their way out. This is also an independent clause. But because you put because in front of they couldn't find their way out, this becomes a dependent clause. Because they couldn't find their way out, that is a dependent clause now. So it went from an independent clause, they couldn't find their way out, to a dependent clause because you added because in front of it. So you have an independent clause plus a dependent clause. This is a complex sentence, and because is the conjunction. Which is correct? That corn maze is the blank maze in the United States. Difficultest is not a word, so we're looking at most difficult. List the words with a root that means end. Let's see. Fin, I think, if I remember from a lesson before, meant end. So we have finale. We have finisher. And we have unfinished. Those are all the ones that mean end. What does vision mean? Okay, the root word, just as a review, root words are what prefixes and suffixes get added on to. Okay, what does vision mean? Let's see, the root word vis means see, look, or sight. So vision means what? Sight, I guess, right? Because vis means see, look, or sight. So vision, this is going to mean sight. They added the suffix ion to the root word vis. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the comprehension now. We have our two stories. Non-fiction stories about the panda and the lions, about the zookeepers. You're going to choose two questions. How does Katie add enrichment to the lions and tigers habitat? So you need to make sure you grab the right article. Let's see. How does Katie add enrichment? I think it was, sometimes they put smell in there. Let's see. I also add enrichment, fortunately it's bolded, to their habitat. Enrichment can be anything from a feeder toy, rearranging logs, adding an interesting smell. Okay, so Katie adds enrichment by adding uninteresting smell. Okay. It doesn't say list more than one, so I'm just going to put one. I think that's good enough. How does Danica add enrichment to the giant pandas? Okay, I guess that one looks good too. Danica adds enrichment by, let's see. I'm just going to look through the article real quick here and see where it talks about enrichment. We scatter, we give the pandas the same opportunity to search for food. We scatter, there's enrichment bolded, so let's see here. It's very important that we keep the pandas mentally stimulated. We're always thinking of new ways. Enrichment can be anything from a new puzzle feeder toy, a scent, but we already used that for the lion, the scent. So let's just say new puzzle feeder toy. So Danica adds enrichment by adding a new puzzle feeder toy. Okay. Hopefully that helps you with the grammar, the math, and the comprehension for 4.4 Tuesday. Let me know if you have any questions.